Join us Saturday, February 8th for the Disruption Network 3-year anniversary party at the Jewish Community Center, 2310 Oneida Street in Utica, New York. Musical acts include Annie in the Water, acoustic performance by Hayley Jane, Trampoline Jetstream, and Live Noah. Hayley in the Water will cap off the night covering Fleetwood Mac's hit album, Rumors. Party kicks off at 6 p.m. There will be beer, wine, food from Doughboys Barbecue, and Holy Pozzoli. Saturday, February 8th. For tickets, visit our website, disruptionnetwork.net.
The following program is an exclusive Disruption Networks production. Welcome to EC Radio Podcast. We would like to thank all of our sponsors for joining the Disruption team, and we hope that you will support all of our sponsors. And of course, we appreciate you listening to this program.
It's my ode to Wayne's World.
Dom.
EC Radio, Disruption Networks. EC Radio, Disruption Networks.
Fueled by Utica Coffee, and I got a studio full of freaks, and we are going to party today. It's EC Radio time, people. Time to disrupt your afternoon. What's happening?
Woo! Hey,
It's the bridge part, baby. How are you? Greetings and salutations. Much love to the sponsors. Thank you so much to Utica Coffee for filling us up with this delicious coffee today. They say wake the hell up every day, and I'm woke. I'm telling you, everybody else woke, we're all woke.
Yes.
Feeling it, baby.
Right.
Feeling it. Thank you so much, Utica Coffee.
Ooh.
Much love to EJ Moving Services, and of course, my friends over at Utica Hemp. Hayley in the Water in the house. We're getting right into it today. Getting right into it. Good to see everybody. How's everybody doing?
Doing good.
Wonderful.
Good. So those who don't know, we have Annie in the Water mixed with Hayley Jane.
Yeah.
So, Hayley Jane and Hayley in the Water all together. So how did this all come about? Whose idea? Who thought of this? Who's brainstorming on this one?
It was one of you guys.
Was it?
Yeah, I brought it up. We were in a trailer down south. Well, we were in an RV down south. We were in a trailer. Maybe I shouldn't tell the story, but I had just mentioned that it would be fun to cover an album, and Matt Richards was talking about how much he loves the Fleetwood Mac Rumors album, and I love that album too. And we had just kind of connected with Hayley Jane, and I was just like, let's ask her. Like,
Oh, is this when I came floating into your guys'
kind of, yeah.
gig?
Yeah, absolutely.
you just floated on
We
it.
were at
Very floating.
We were at
Shikori Hills.
Shikori Hills Grassroots Festival in North Carolina, and I raced to get to their set because I had just gotten into town and I knew they were performing. So I checked in, got my bracelet, and hauled ass to their set and just rolled in and just started dancing around like I do. and it felt really right, and they've gotten so tight and so good, and this lineup that they have now is so magical, and
No doubt.
I was super excited to be asked to do this.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Was it a no-brainer for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there was logistics and stuff, and I was a little scared. It's a daunting thing, especially because I'm doing a lot of both the female parts. I'm doing Stevie Nicks and Christine, so I was scared. I mean, I do.
Challenging.
I'm an original artist. I do mostly my original stuff. And when you write for yourself, you write very comfortably for yourself. So this is, Brad and I were talking about it last night. We're stepping out of our comfort zones with this, and we're learning somebody else's music. And it's challenging and exciting, and we're pushing ourselves. And I think we're all doing that. And it's pretty rad.
Awesome. It's good to push yourself like that. Did any of you boys see her in Mont Bleu with Mo doing the chain at Modown that year? How long ago was that?
She was talking about it, though.
He was talking about it?
I could imagine what
I
it
was
would
wondering
be like.
if that inspired you guys to do this.
No, they didn't know.
They didn't know.
I love it. I like it. I like that people associate my vibe with that music. I've been told many times that I should do something with cover some Fleetwood Mac songs. So
Do you do any covers in your set? Like when you play?
oh
through the
yeah, of
sticker?
course I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably I'd say 20-30%.
And you're busy too.
Yeah.
You've got a lot going on, sister.
It's good. I like to be busy.
Yeah.
It
good.
keeps me out of trouble.
Nice. How's rehearsals going?
Yeah, really good. It's actually interesting because we were talking about last night, just stepping out of our comfort zone vocally. It's the highest notes I've ever sang.
Yeah.
It's like I have extra frets on my guitar, and I'm almost playing the highest note you can play to match what it
Squeeze your
is.
balls.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, just like
And it's our first time singing them all together now. Yesterday was our first rehearsal, so Brad and I would just look over at each other at moments and be like, I don't know. And then we'd have these other moments of like, yeah, we did it. This is gonna work. Like we're gonna pull this off. So I'm excited to keep moving through the rehearsals because we're getting more and more comfortable.
Did you never collaborated before? Just maybe a one-off or one song or something like that?
So we met because I went like almost a year without vocals because I had like oversang incorrectly and didn't warm up properly, and I think we talked about it last time I was here. But I posted a video of me doing like my very, very first like singing drill, and then she like hit me up and was like, "What happened?" Because I think you had.
I had vocal nodules as well when I was 16. Yeah, because I started doing musical theater when I was 11, and I never got lessons. And if you're not being taught how to breathe and how to do it correctly, you can blow out quick.
Indeed.
Quick. And I did that at 16. Wow. My voice was gone.
And how long did it take you to recover?
I took a year.
A year?
Yeah. I took a year. It was awful when that's what you do.
Yeah.
Not having your voice is absolutely.
And that's got to beat you up mentally too. I know me and you talked about that before when you were on before. And did it beat you up?
Yeah, I was. I mean, and I definitely was young and didn't have the emotional capacity to deal with it in a healthy way. So I got very sad. But we commiserated on that level for sure. I remember that. And the first time I saw Annie in the Water, he wasn't singing, and it was when you guys opened for Rusted Root at the Rusty Nail.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a great show. It was awesome. But I had no idea that once I heard Brad and Michael together in full force, like doing what they do, I was heavily impressed.
That had to be comforting for you, for her to reach out to you like that, though, going through your struggles.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely was. Like, I really do appreciate that. Aww. I don't know if I ever actually said that. It was like, yeah, it's like somebody that's gone through it, offering a little bit of support. Like it means the world.
Yeah, it's a very scary time because you don't know, because there's the option of surgery. And nobody wants to do that. You don't want a knife near your throat. Nope. So I opted for the same thing he did, which was just to rest and then relearn how to sing. So I still have them. So that's where I get my rasp from. That's why I sound the way I do. You just learn to sing with them in a healthier way.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So do you exercise vocally before you go on all the time?
100%.
Yeah. Have you guys exercised together vocally?
We're gonna. That's something that we're talking about is vocal health on the road, because that's going to be a huge thing for both of us, because we can tire easily. Both of us do, and so we have to be very honest with ourselves about what's possible and where we're at, and we're going to be communicating heavily through all of that and warming up. It's pretty awesome to have somebody on the road that knows what you're going through.
Well, I feel good things coming right now with you guys, actually. Just from what you guys are speaking right now, this is going to be magical.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, I'm feeling it.
Yeah. I mean, it was cool. We almost got through, like, the entire album in our first day of rehearsal, so it's pretty cool. Like, everybody did their homework at home. Like, everybody did a great job. Like, it feels like it's, if we had to perform it this weekend, we'd be good to go. Like, that's how it feels. And one of our goals was to not have to change any of the song keys. I think we're going to be successful at that.
Excellent.
So, it feels good.
Yeah, right on, man. Yeah. You guys are busy too. Annie in the Water, you guys are flying all over the region pretty much, right? Even traveling down south and whatnot, man. How's it going? Everything going good? You got a busy 2020 coming up, huh? Yeah.
Yes, we do.
What's the plans after this rumor?
Somebody else.
It's Mike back there.
Yeah, there's Mr. Lachaume.
Hello, everyone out there.
Mike Lachaume. Please report to EC Radio.
Are you there?
Yeah, it's good to be back here in Utica, man.
Mike in the middle?
Absolutely. Yeah, we were talking about that. Michael in the middle. I got Rippy to my right, holding it down on the rhythm, and I got Birdman to my left.
Hey.
Oh, wee woo.
Ooh, you have a nice voice for radio.
Yeah,
I got that wee woo radio voice.
So you two have been Instagram buddies, Hayley, and you guys have been.
He's the star of my Instagram story.
Can we talk about the new game you just invented?
Yeah, new game.
Yeah. Snow Revolution.
Snow Revolution. So there's footsteps on the ground in the snow, as you know. Hopefully, people are walking around. That's what I would hope, or else it's a ghost town. There's something's going wrong in the town if there's no footsteps. So you see the footsteps on the ground, and you need to walk in all of them, no matter how many there are.
It's really hard to explain. It's hilarious to watch.
You kind of got to dance too a little bit. Like you gotta have some groove in your step. You can't just step in them. You gotta have like a song playing in the back of your mind, and you're just trying to step in those footsteps and like dance in them. If you can do a spin move, extra points.
Wow.
Yeah, extra points. I believe it's 5 extra points actually.
You're on to something.
Yeah, it's
worked out
5
the
extra
point
points
system?
for a spin move.
Can you?
And it's 5 steps. You get 1 point. To get 5 points in one move, that's a lot.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Wow.
So can you improvise with freestyle moves, like freestyle walking?
Yeah, what about that?
Well, there is the freestyle option. That's a whole other gameplay.
Yeah, you have to buy that separately.
Honestly, I'm surprised you didn't already know that.
Yeah.
So what happens if you show up in a town there's no footsteps? You just get the fuck out of Dodge or what?
If you
have a
show
friend
up,
create
if you
them.
show up in a town and there's no footsteps, then you make them.
Next level.
You make the footsteps.
Yeah.
And then you have to run around in a circle and go in your own.
Do you flip the coin to see who?
It's a collaborative game.
If there's no footsteps, there's no coins. Them's the rules.
It's the Guitar Hero of footprints.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He gets it.
I get it.
He gets
I'm going to
it.
play it today.
Yeah.
Okay, we're supposed to get a snowstorm tonight.
I recommend being very careful.
Okay. Yeah, right.
Keep your center of gravity low.
I almost lost
I was
my
amazed Matt didn't go down.
How many contestants have played Snow Revolution?
One.
So far? Just
One.
one. Oh,
Yes.
so you're like the Wayne.
I am
He's the reigning champion.
best Snow Revolution
You're
player.
the
in
Wayne Gretzky of Snow Revolution.
Yes,
The
I'm the
Michael
best
Jordan.
in the entire world.
got it.
I am undefeated.
So what?
I thought I
happens
laid
from-
out a pretty challenging course for you too, and you nailed all of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, Brad
He's the
putting that
one.
course out.
He's the one
That's-
that said you miss 100% of the footsteps you don't try to step on.
That's what's great about this game too. There's the create a level option, where you can create a level and then you can send it to your friends and they get to play it.
Cool. Snow Revolution.
Well, Bradley, he created a level and he sent it to me, and then I played it.
He walked ahead of Matthew and created very difficult footsteps for Matthew to get, but you nailed it.
Yeah.
The
Nailed.
order of the day is after this podcast is done, go to Hayley Jane's Instagram, follow her, and then watch her story, and you can see him doing Snow Revolution.
Some say, take the path less traveled.
Yeah.
No, take the path with the coolest
Footsteps.
footsteps.
So that being said, you might want to revisit the footwear you're using too, just to make sure that you're
I use
at your
Keen
optimal.
boots. I use Keen boots.
Okay.
Yeah, they work.
Proper traction.
Maybe we could get a Snow Revolution
Rippy's got the
sponsorship.
best shoes for Dance Dance Revolution. These things are great.
Snow
Dance,
Revolution.
dance.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Whoa.
You think you could do it in the sand revolution? Maybe you can expand in the summertime.
Ooh.
Yeah, you can do Sand Revolution, Coal Revolution, hot coals.
There's shit Revolution.
Shit Revolution. I play that with my dog at home.
Play that right in my backyard. Oh my God, that's hilarious. You might be onto something. I like it. Who dubbed it as Snow Revolution?
That would be me.
That would be you.
Yeah.
You run
Yeah,
with
that would be me.
You
Yeah.
buy that website right
Yeah, I
now.
gotta go get it.
Right now. Get that Instagram happening. I do got to mention that these guys are in town on February 8th, which is coming up with our Disruption Network 3-year anniversary party as we present our annual Disruption Awards. We're going to find out who the biggest D of 2019 was.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, we're going to find out
The biggest D?
Yeah, and who is got the biggest. Whatever. Anyways, the biggest D happens on February 8th, the JCC. It's 2310 Oneida Street in Utica. We're going to have Doughboy Barbecue and Holy Pozzoli and a bunch of food and beer and wine and such great music. Also, Trampoline Jetstream going to be in the house, too. Our boys, our little brothers. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Bring your own trampoline.
Bring your own.
Yeah, Nick just started singing again too. He went through the same thing.
And that he's going through the same thing as you guys were going through too. So yeah, it's cool. Like he's got a little support staff for him too, man. And that kid's like my little nephew. So take care of him, please.
All right.
Please, please, please. I love that. I love those boys so much, man. Watch them grow up and seeing them do what they're doing, and they're incredible too. And also Live Noah going to be in the house as well too. So it's going to be a great time February 8th. Come on out and rock out to Hayley in the Water, and you guys are going to rock out. She's going to rock out. And we're all going to rock out. So be a lot of fun for sure. So what's the plan? So how long are you guys on the road for? It's like 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
3 weeks.
3 weeks with this
Yeah,
outfit? And
yeah.
how far out are you going?
Buffalo.
Buffalo, Burlington.
You're staying in the region.
Yeah,
right?
definitely regional for sure. Yep.
And what, we're
Rochester.
going Hartford. I think that's
Far
like
south.
the triangle kind of that we create. Buffalo, Burlington, Hartford, Connecticut.
And Worcester, Mass.
Excellent. These are all regular markets of you guys, right?
Yeah, this is kind of our bread and butter.
Bread and butter.
Yeah.
So you're just stopping on the normal circuit.
Yeah.
You know, the jam band scene is flourishing right now. It really is rich with such great music and great bands out there. Marcus King just releasing a new album today. Did you hear
Yeah.
that? Oh, I love Marcus.
Ooh, I gotta listen to that.
It's great, man. I was listening to it on the way
It's
over.
not El Dorado, right?
The one that came out, I don't know. Why you
Oh,
put me on
okay.
the-
Sorry, I don't know. You seem so excited.
Let me see. Hang on. I don't know names. I always, El Dorado. It is.
Yeah, cool.
It is El Dorado.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He really is. But there's such great music out there on the jam band scene. I love, because it's always in waves. You know, the scene, and I'm old, guys. I've been around for a while. I've seen the scene go up and down and up and down and up and down. And right now it's on a high.
Yeah.
And I love seeing it. There's some great music. Who are some of the guys you guys are out there supporting? Different bands, different artists. Haley, can you tell us about some bands that you're high on right
That
now?
I'm really digging on.
Yeah.
Well, I'm loving the Wood Brothers.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, you know, I mean, pretty classic stuff. I'm really proud of Kat Wright. She's going to be doing a whole tour opening for the Wood Brothers. So that's something I'm excited. I don't know if I get to go to any of those shows, but I will be. I'm really digging Marco Benevento right now.
Great dude.
Yeah. This guy, Ryan Montbleu,
Oh, yeah, I've heard of him.
he's a weirdo.
Yeah, he's a weirdo.
But
Creeper.
he's been working on an album. He's shown me some of the rough tracks, and I'm really excited. I'm just such I love his music.
The Hey Darling thing is
Yeah,
great.
it's
What you
just-
guys are doing is phenomenal. It's
Yeah,
so
and it's-
like, creative and cute and
Yeah.
vaudevillian.
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
It's
yeah.
awesome. So
Yeah.
kudos to you. And you had a sold out show recently. Where was the theater you guys just recently played at?
It was a movie theater.
It's a movie theater?
Yeah, it was called the Double E in Essex, Vermont, and it was a wild place to put on a theatrical show. It was really cool. It was Kevin Staitzer. He's the guy that started Higher Ground. He's just a wonderful human being, and he came up to us after we performed at Higher Ground with Yes Darling, and he said, "Please let me produce this show," which was such an honor. And so we put it up at his theater, which is a great place to try and do something like this. It was a huge undertaking, and it sold out, and it did very well. So
I love the whole vaudevillian feel to it.
Yeah,
And the
it's
chemistry,
theater.
you guys are old souls, you and him together. I
Yeah.
feel like you guys keep meeting up in different lives, you and
Yeah.
just from the chemistry on stage.
yeah,
and
it
stuff.
seems to be the thing.
It is.
for sure.
When you see him, pinch his ass for me.
Okay.
Thank you. How about you guys? Who are you guys into these days, music-wise?
I'm digging Big Something. That's me personally.
Ooh, yeah.
I have to say Goose.
Yeah,
Goose.
Yes,
Goose
Goose is killing it right
absolutely
now.
blowing up. Love them. I was good friends with them for a couple of years, and it's great to see friends grow and actually like succeed.
Indeed.
It's really cool. It's
Yep.
inspiring.
I love it. Anybody else?
I'm huge on Dopapod and Lettuce right now. And
Nice.
Ghost Note. I feel like all those guys are just great musicians, killing it right now.
Destroying it.
I can never get sick of Turquoise either.
Same. And he's doing some stuff with Jerry Harrison right now.
Yeah,
too, right?
I'm
They're
really
gonna do
excited
Remain the
for
Light.
them. Yep.
How cool is that?
Yeah, isn't that wild?
And then, again, seeing friends grow up and do their thing. It's Turquoise is another one in that wheelhouse of mine, and it's great. It's like this community is really, really blowing up, and you guys didn't repeat any artists, and we can go on and probably do a whole nother.
Oh yeah,
podcast.
Midnight North is another one I've been really digging on too.
Yeah.
They sound wonderful.
Such great music.
There's so much. I feel like I'm like
Yeah.
whenever I try to think, I'm like, "Ah," there's so many.
So you guys got festivals on the docket for this summer coming up this year? You guys playing a bunch of festivals?
That's something we're discussing. Like I think we will be separately. And now we're just trying to figure out if we want to. We're going to see how this goes, and if we want to do like keep collaborating maybe in different ways, or do the Fleetwood Mac thing, or collaborate on original music. That's all still kind of up in the air. But I think you'll be seeing.
But individually, you guys are
Oh,
playing
definitely.
festivals.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
You'll be check your local listings for that. Because
Yeah,
I feel
for
like
sure.
both bands are at it pretty much every festival all summer long. You know, we'll get and the big ones are coming soon too, fellas. They're, you know, what I say about Annie in the Water too. You guys, longevity is the key, and you guys have been doing it. You and Brad and Mike have been doing it for so long, man. And then now this full lineup, and you guys keep grinding, keep doing it, and good things are going to come.
Mm-hmm. And everybody collectively within this room has put in a lot of dues as well, which is really cool. So I think collectively the coolest part is that everybody does persist, but we also coexist as a group really well. So I'm like really excited to see the evolution of it. That's the coolest thing. And I think, speaking of even all these other bands that are doing well, is a lot of them that we just said, all of them have gone through significant evolutions.
Yeah.
And I mean, talking about Turquoise changing their thing up and Big Something, and how Goose did different things, and Midnight North, and how they have kind of like grown as a family band as well. Like it's really cool to see, even just after 1 year of this, how much we've been able to grow. And that's what I think the coolest part is, that there's an excitement for what can happen. And I think everybody in this room has gotten through it, and we're all excited for, what the future can bring, for sure.
It's been what, like 7 months of this lineup now?
Well, yeah. So
Is that all?
When Matt Richards came in July, that's been the extent of this band. But Brock has been with us now for
I feel
about
like it's been
year and a half.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, with Chris, Brock, myself, Matt, and Brad, and this band unit right here. It's been a year, and then Matt came in 7 months ago. So we still haven't, as this unit, fully played as a full band for 1 year. But it's pretty cool what we've been putting together, and we're excited for what comes of it.
We've accomplished a lot so far. It's just like a
Absolutely.
cohesive,
That's why it feels like you guys have been
musical sound.
together
Yeah.
I think.
Absolutely.
We're also in the process of writing new material right now too.
Yeah, even as we've been practicing the Fleetwood Mac stuff in between, like we've been rehearsing or writing new songs as well. And we've been recording some stuff too that will be released somewhat soon.
Yep.
Yeah, we have a song that Chris wrote that's already recorded, a song that Mike wrote that's already recorded. It's post-production right now. And we pretty much finalized one of Matt's songs this morning. And then yesterday we wrote an entire start to finish song that Matt and I were doing a duo show, and we just like started a random loop, and I pulled up one of my 1,000 voice notes and just like sang off of it. And we took those melodies and we crafted those. So we have another one that's already ready to go. That's one of the things I think we're going to focus on mostly in the upcoming months after the tour, is developing our cohesive unit writing and stuff like that too. So
Excellent, cool. I do got to make mention too. Tomorrow night you're out at Woods Valley, right? You guys,
Yep.
Woods Valley.
for their
January 18th.
It's their anniversary party. Well, you guys are like the anniversary band.
Oh
Is
yeah.
it their anniversary party too?
Their
right?
56th birthday.
56th birthday. Wow,
Yeah.
cool. Tim Wood's a great man. I love that man, what he's doing up there at Woods Valley. So kudos to them. And
We're also playing with Six Fox Whiskey too.
I love those
believe.
guys.
They
Super talented.
They start at 6, I believe.
okay.
They rage. They are very talented. I highly recommend the upstate community check them out.
Yeah.
Six Fox Whiskey.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll check them out
They're
for
great.
We played
We're
with
all-
them
we're
in
all big-
Higher Ground, right?
Six Flags?
Yeah.
It was somewhere.
Or Nectar, sorry.
Nectar's,
Nectar.
Upstairs of Nectar's. That's what.
We're all big supporters
Oh,
of
yeah.
the early
With the elevator.
showtime. Get there early. We don't want to play till 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning all the time, so we're starting this one early.
It's so funny how it shifted because back in my day,
Yeah.
the headliner would go on at midnight. We'd be done at 2 o'clock, 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Now it's shifted. Everybody wants to
Yeah.
be home by midnight now.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah.
It's good with me. I'm old now. I want to go to bed.
I think it's healthy too, Like even when we pack up and go, like being on the road at 12:30 or 1 is way more preferable than 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning after you load out. It's just safer. So
You got that long ass drive afterwards.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of healthy movements going on in the scene right now too, with like groove safe, things like that. And so the whole scene is kind of, I think, getting healthier with like some self-awareness, things like that. It's really
Conscious
nice to see.
partying.
Yeah, conscious
Yes.
partying.
Conscious partying is what they call it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about it a little bit. Just more like moderation. not
Moderation. Yeah. I mean, it's one drink, one water, one drink, one water. Things, where people aren't getting as aggressively
Yeah.
wasted. And, Groove Safe is an amazing program where they're addressing unwanted touching at shows. Ashley Driscoll's been spearheading this great thing to bring awareness and create a safe space for women and men, anybody to dance and exist in a safe environment where they don't have to be uncomfortable or worried about being groped or touched. And it's happened to me.
I'm sure.
It's awful. And people just get, very unaware with boatloads of alcohol in their system. So I think there's just a growing movement to still consume and have fun, but do it in a very responsible way and in a healthy way. So you're waking up the next morning and not feeling like garbage, you know.
That's incredible. That's a great movement. And there is a lot of creeps out there.
Yeah.
There really are.
And sometimes, and I'll say this because there are, and that's true, but I also think that sometimes there's just confusion. Where a woman will be dancing a certain way. And it just happened to my roommate, Tara Lee. She was at a show and she was dancing and she turned back to look to see if her husband was behind her. But the guy behind her thought she was turning to look to like tell, and he took it as, you should come dance behind me. It's somehow in his mind, I'm sure he's a nice guy, but he like runs his hands down the length of her body and she turns around and it's not her husband. And I love her because she's always knows how to handle. She just turns on and goes, no, you know, and so the guy's like, oh my gosh, you know, and he's so scared. But I think that sometimes there's just a lack of awareness. And I don't think that everybody's just this awful, creepy human. I think there's a lot of gray area. And I think that just by bringing awareness to it, like just ask, consent, like, can I dance with you? Like anything, just make sure things are very, very clear and try and be responsible and don't get obliterated.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
That's what I preach around here all the time.
Yeah.
Don't be a dick.
I think that's the general
consensus
statement. Yeah, definitely.
For sure. And, there's also a good mental health awareness going on around the scene right now.
Yes,
absolutely.
Yeah, Backline.
Yes, exactly.
We just started Backline, which is a wonderful program for musicians and mental health.
And talk a little bit about that.
I believe that it
just got launched.
Yep,
recently.
it just got launched. It's been being shared by tons of different artists, and it's basically phone numbers. They're raising money to try and get. I'm not quite sure if I'd have to do more research on it, but I think that they're trying to help get access to therapy and mental health care for musicians who otherwise wouldn't have it or don't have access. I live in Vermont. I'm very lucky. We have a wonderful healthcare system, especially for people like me that, are musicians and self-employed. So, I think that Backline is a way to give support to them. I know that it's just an outreach program. So I think you should definitely do more research on it. I feel like I'm not explaining it fully.
It's brand new though.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
it just recently came out like this week.
Yeah.
So it's something we should all look into.
And
but it's more musician based.
Yes,
And
definitely.
for mental health.
And I feel like other musicians are coming out openly and discussing their mental health, addiction, everything. I feel like these stigmas and this feeling that those two things are very taboo, they're kind of lifting slowly. And I think everybody's a little more comfortable speaking about addiction and mental health, both curable things, these, in a lot of cases where you can do the work if you're willing to do it, but it does take support. And if you don't have access to that support, there's no way it's going to happen. I know plenty of people that want to do the work, but they don't have access to the means to get help. So
And also people need to communicate a little more too and open up.
you have to be able to talk about it.
You have to talk.
Yeah.
You can't keep it all
100%.
bundled up inside.
Yeah.
It's going to fester and you're going to explode.
Yeah.
Sometimes all you need for that extra push for you to really do it is somebody that looks you in the eyes and says, you can do it. You can absolutely do it.
A little push,
Like,
And that's the other thing is it's, reaching out to your friends because some people are just not able to ask for help. So I think checking in, doing friend check-ins, check in with even that friend that seems like they've got it all together because that's usually the one that has some stuff going on. So I think checking in with your friends and asking is help because usually that's what's going to, maybe they don't want to ask, but if you ask them, they might open up a little bit more. So.
Yeah. We brought it here, but this is great. It's super, super important to talk about this and have these open discussions.
It's
It is
huge.
super important.
It's a huge, and listen, it's a huge part of this tour for us because I'm going on 1 year clean and sober.
Oh, great.
And
awesome.
so these guys have been, that was one of my big discussions with them, talking about it openly. I'll talk about it openly.
Okay.
I had to say, I said, listen, this is where I'm at. If, here's what I need in order to do this run with you guys. And if that's an issue or it's too much, I'm too high maintenance or whatever, then we can do this another time. And without a thought, everybody was down to be supportive and help me in any way I needed to be helped on the road, because right now my sobriety is like number one most important thing for me. So they've been nothing but supportive, and I'm very excited to tour with 6 guys that are just down to help keep me safe.
Oh, these guys are beautiful.
Isn't it? Yeah,
Really
I chose the right.
You
fellas.
really did. You really did.
Because I wasn't planning on coming back to all this soon.
Yeah.
But when I knew it would be with Annie in the Water, I knew I was in good hands, and I knew that that they would keep the areas that I was going to be in as safe spaces for me. So
I want a big old group hugger.
I know, right? There's a lot of emotion. I feel like there's going to be a lot of big moments where I think the first show especially is going to be like just a very momentous occasion. All of them are going to be big stepping stones and beautiful moments, because I think we're all doing a lot of work, and we're all in transitional places, both I think with their band, with the new members, and my band has ended, and I'm going through a huge transition. So I think we're catching, this is all happening at this really magical time.
I feel like in some way this is almost like a therapy tour.
Yeah.
Like, this is therapy for all of us.
I was
Like, we're
just talking
helping
to-
each other be better people and better musicians, better professionals, just
Yeah,
better
100%.
friends, better everything.
I was calling them I was talking with Matt Strong, their manager, about how Annie in the Water is my security blanket right now. and not in a very good way. It's just, my band ended, and I'm moving through this transition, and I need to put together a new band. I need to, I'm going in this different direction, but doing this was almost like having this security blanket, these really great guys that I have while I move through and discover what it is I'm doing next. So I'm really grateful to be doing this with these guys.
Awesome. And with change comes growth, Hayley.
Yeah. Man, and you just got to ride it out and sit through it and lean into it.
2019 was a big year of change for me as well.
Yeah.
So it's crazy and how that year is just totally, and you get through it though. You get through it, and you just keep pushing through and stay positive and love your life, and
surround yourself with the right people. That's what I found is, you
ring that bell.
Yeah, ding ding.
You're speaking my words, sister.
So, I mean, it made a lot of sense to surround myself with this band.
Yeah.
It's
been great, man. What a way to kick off the story.
Yeah.
We had this open discussion today. We're having therapy today. I like it. No, it is super important to have these discussions and open up and communicate with one another. That's what's wrong in the world today, is nobody communicates. It's my way or no way. There's no compromise anymore. And I don't want to get into politics and all that, but there's no compromise. And it's either my way or no way.
I think that's one reason why rehearsals and all of our shows go so well, is because we're literally like, how do you feel? I feel this way because let's find, you know what I mean? Like, even just like the vocal harmonies, like it was really cool. You're like, is that cool if I call you out when you sing the wrong note? I was like, I totally sang the wrong note right there.
There's moments
I'm
where
like, absolutely.
You get so afraid of hurting someone's feelings, and in this, we were just talking about this in the car. It's so funny. I was just saying how I felt so comfortable letting Brad know, like, hey, could maybe you back off the mic a little on this part? I think it'll blend more. And I wait and I tense up, and I was like, oh, what's that too? And he goes, oh, totally, great, awesome. And he just does it. And there's no ego, and there's no one's feels like they're being attacked, or it's just an open. And I think that's how it should be. That should be the normal thing. And I think we've all just, there's a lot of emotion and ego involved in making art. And so it's really nice to
Constructive criticism.
Yes, exactly. Work with people that are just open to and he could say, well, no, I think I should be up close on the mic, and then we could have a discussion about it, and then it would, so like you said, it's not just one way. Everybody, I feel very comfortable saying how I feel in this band.
And it's cool because the communication, it comes off when you perform. That's like the one thing that I really love to watch, is that the more we communicate as individuals, it's always, and we've all, I think a lot of people, we've gone through a lot of things and grown with different people. You have relationships with particular people, and that then you start to find the people that you really, really jive with, and you communicate well with them. And I think that's really cool about this group is that we've always kind of made it, what's the better part of the overall group? You know, what's the performance going to be like better? How are more people going to feel comfortable on the road together? How are we going to make things better as a full unit? And it comes with communication. And then the one thing that I love that's so beautiful is that when it's done right and you go and you play music on stage together, that communication has been done back end so much that when you're on stage it's just like, oh shit, we're clicking on all cylinders, you know? We're playing shit revolution and snow revolution everywhere, and we're bonus points. But it's just I love I'm a big communicator. I think it's extremely important for a good relationship, and I think we live in a society where it is heavily polarized, where communication can kind of equal out the waters here, and that's just what I love is that this group, we just all of us working together is just the communication's there, and then when you play the show, it's just like, boom, you know.
I'm a firm believer that nothing's a coincidence, and this is all meant to be. All this is happening right now. It's unfolding right before our eyes.
Yeah, it's really a funny story too, because the whole rumors thing too. It's like not only about how Hayley's had people in the past that like, you know, kind of relate that kind of vibe with her and the alignment that they share, and you know, Chris is pulling this out. Oh, I think it wouldn't be a bad idea. Matt and I had the Rumors album. I started working with the producer a couple years ago, and he gave me the triple disc Rumors album, and it was the only album that I had in my Subaru since I first bought it 2 years ago. So I've had this Rumors album in my car all the time. And Matt Richards and I were coming back wicked late night from a show, and I pulled off the road because my car broke down. And so I had to ditch it in Tupper Lake at like 2:30 in the morning. So I jump in his car, and I had just been listening to my Rumors album in the car the whole way. I jump in his car, and we start listening to Fleetwood Mac, and
listen to the Dance live album.
Yeah, listen to the whole thing, and then and we're like sitting there being like, oh, and because this was early on when he had just started to play with Annie in the Water, so it was like one of our first early bonding experiences, you know. And next thing you know, like what was it? Like 3 weeks later, we're the whole Talks the Rumors album, and we just like stood at each other. We're like, is this really friggin' happening? Like when we just were in the car, like talking about, wow, wouldn't it be really cool to cover this song or that song? Next thing we're doing the whole Rumors album.
Like this idea was just kind of out there, then we all tapped into it.
You threw it out there
somehow
to the universe,
and then it just made sense. Like I listen to that album maybe every week. I don't know. I always listen. Well, in the past 2 months, I've been listening to it every freaking day.
Let's talk about Rumors for a second, though. Imagine being Fleetwood Mac back in the 70s. They're all going through breakups at the time. They're all addicted to drugs. They're all just going through a horrible, horrible time, and you can hear that in the music. I mean, what are you guys feeling when you are singing those songs?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Right? I also started diving into a lot of the history and like what was actually going on in the little stories, like the stories. And so there's a lot of emotion and pain, but they chose to use it. They chose to use it and put it in the music, which I think is really smart. And they chose to kind of fight through instead of,
true artist.
Yeah, they chose to let it fuel their art. And I think if you have the capacity to do that, I think that you can create something really really special. And that's what Rumors is.
Exactly.
It's a snapshot of a very turbulent time, and I think they captured it very well.
Indeed. Yeah. For sure.
And I think the other cool thing to piggyback off that is one of the kind of overlooking things that I've looked at, and we had a group meeting all together when we first met in Connecticut with Hayley's management as well. And one of the things that we had talked about was, the importance of this tour being a focused tour. You know, we all our intentions align with what we're trying to accomplish, and like stepping back away from that meeting, it was a really wonderful experience to be, with her kind of tribe too, and our tribe meeting. But the overall like intention thing is like we're performing a tour where we're focused on, being our best selves, being, clear-minded, having clarity, sober, and focusing on the music and just even the relationships that we have. We have Hayley joining us. We have a woman joining us on the tour as well, and it's and what we're trying to communicate to the audience as well is that we've kind of moved past that. These things that are issues in the past, like we're coming at it with a much more a different angle on it. You know, we're not trying to use substances and everything. We're trying to use this thing that they built, and we're trying to create it and curate it in as positive and, I guess you would say, like, mature way as humanly possible. So that was like a thought that I had after we had our meeting. I was like, wow, it's the intentions of this is really interesting, wonderful, I think, too.
Yeah, the irony of being clean and sober doing the Rumors album is pretty hysterical. And so, you know, we're such a loving, functioning group of people. I like it because it really is, the polarity of the situation is very funny, and you know, but that doesn't mean that we all can't tap into what we've all been through. Things we've all been through, turbulent relationships. I went through, you know, like some serious, all of that, everything you just said, you know, addiction, breakups, all of that. So it's all there. We're just not there anymore. I should just speak for myself. I'm not there anymore. And so, you know, but you can tap into it. It's just like acting or performing. You can tap into those emotions. Reading the stories about it helps a lot. Like reading the little stories about, like, you know, the Silver Springs story.
Yeah.
You know, like why that wasn't on the album and how hard it was when they had to tell her it wasn't going to be on the album, and the emotion there and the
Imagine
pain.
telling Stevie Nicks that song's not going to be on the album.
Yeah, it was just terrible. So
And then it like led to basically the breakup of the band.
Did it really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And then later
that's what I'm
she
saying.
wanted
There's
to
so
record
many,
it.
so many little stories like that you know, feed into the theme of Rumors, which is, you know, just this turbulence.
Did you have Stevie Nicks poster hanging on your wall when you were little girl?
I did not. I had a Doris Day poster.
Doris Day.
She was my idol.
I don't know if anybody starts attacking my snow revolution skills, it might become more turbulent tour.
Yeah.
It is in winter, so it is the prime time for the game. You attack that, it might get a little messy.
I mean, you did miss a couple of.
Oh, hey, Brad, you know,
Just saying.
Brad,
Save it for the show, guys.
Use it.
You
I'm
might.
staring at you on stage.
Put it into the-
Listen, I'd
Lindsay
be a
staring
worse
at
friend if
Stevie.
I didn't tell you, okay?
Oh, would you? Oh, okay.
Open communication, man.
I think February 8th we're gonna have a snow revolution competition. I think it will do like a prize. Winner gets a prize type of
Yeah.
thing.
And we won't tell anybody what the rules are. We're going to just act like everybody already knows.
Okay.
And then when they don't know, just be like, come on, Snow Revolution. You know. You know.
Snow.
Come on, Snow. You know. We all played this game growing up.
It's going to get kids outside. You've figured it out, Matt.
yeah,
You've done
We're
it.
going to get kids outside.
We'll be
That's
scraping
right.
them off the pavement.
Get the kids back outside playing in the snow.
I recommend helmet and wrist guards.
Oh, one more, Mom, one more.
Put down your phones and get out in the snow and
proper
snow
footwear.
revolution.
The snow revolution is so great, hilarious. February 8th, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put out a little snow revolution board out back of the JCC.
Yeah.
I think that's what we'll do.
Snow Revolution?
Yeah. Well, we need fresh snow too, right?
Yeah.
That would be
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
You need-
do.
Oh, and like build the course.
Build a course.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
This is going to be crazy.
We'll have different levels, like you said. Like you said earlier, we'll have
Yeah.
different.
We're gonna
you
need-
know,
Honestly, I thought, Brad, some of your levels were a little unfair.
Brad is a
Trying to push you out of your
retired
comfort
Division
zone,
I
bro.
lacrosse player.
you guys are cracking me up, man. Where can everybody find each other online? You guys are on the streaming platforms and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on Instagram at Hayley_Jane. It's HAYLEY. And then my website is HayleyJane.is. IS.
That is.
Yeah, because I is.
Yes, you is. Yes, you is.
Yes, who is? I am at Brad AITW. That stands for Annie in the Water.
Ah. That's an acronym, right? It is pretty much AnnieInTheWater.com.
We do have AnnieInTheWater.com as our webpage and at Annie in the Water, all one word, as our social media platform. And you can find us on Facebook at thefacebook.com/AnnieInTheWater.
And Hayley, are you going to be doing more Hey Darling with Ryan? You got anything?
It's called Yes, Darling.
Yes, Darling. I'm sorry.
No, don't even apologize. There's so many
I just
hilarious.
woke up, right?
There's Hey Darling, Yes Dear. Everybody has names for it. It's really funny. Yeah, so we're we're working on something. I don't think I should say it right now, but it's something we'd really like to do, and we're working on moving it to a bigger place, a really special place for both of us. And
awesome. Actually, I have the perfect place for you, and I should show you today while we're here.
All right, cool. Yeah, we're open to it.
Stanley Theater, baby. I think it would be great. Yeah.
How big's the stage?
It's huge.
Yeah. Oh man, I love it.
I think it'd be perfect.
Yeah, doing that.
I've been trying to get Ryan there for a little while too, but I think something like this would be perfect for that.
Yeah, so we're working on that. We're going to be putting it up and then hopefully touring it. It's an expensive show to put on, but it's going to be. I think it's going to work out, and so we're doing that. And then I'm just touring solo. I've got some shows coming up in April with Zach Deputy.
Love Zach.
Love him to death. Yeah, he's awesome. And I've got a show in Killington on March 12th at the Pickle Barrel, and I'm at Club Passim in Cambridge, Mass. on the 22nd. Just little stuff here and there and then I'm going back out pretty heavily in the spring.
Cool.
Solo. So I'm making an album down in Nashville.
Stay busy.
In April. Yeah, that's it. So
keep grinding.
Yeah.
Good things will happen. You keep grinding. Yeah, absolutely. When's this tour kick off?
The 5th.
The 5th?
Yeah. February 5th at the Waterhole for their winter carnival.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be crazy.
Crazy. We're going to get wee woo that night.
Everybody gets so wild up there. Those mountain people, man. Awesome.
Winter Carnival is a blast.
Yeah.
The whole 2 weeks. Is it 2 weeks? Yeah, it's 2
Yeah.
weeks.
It's like one weekend during the week and then another weekend. So essentially like a week and a half almost.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mountain folks know how to party.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
They need it, man.
And the cold doesn't even phase them.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Last year for our show, we had a legitimate like flash ice storm happen. So we were literally up in the apartment for the bands, the green room. We're looking out the window and people are legitimately sliding down the main street.
Ugh.
Yeah, sliding down the main street. And we're just like, oh, this is going to hurt numbers, And on a Wednesday night, mind you. So Wednesday night, ice storm, and we're just like, oh man, this is going to hit. And we had a videographer crew and everything. We had the whole light production and everything, So, and then we still ended up getting I think 140 through the door, which we were thinking maybe we'd get 14. It was that bad. It was that bad. But they're like, oh, we put our spikes on. I put my snowshoes on and came down. I was like,
we cross country skied here. Yeah.
Got my snowmobile.
Yeah. So
Which
it's
I love.
they are ready for anything.
The Waterhole's legendary. That place is great, man.
I'm so stoked. Eric Munley and Kiki.
Yeah, we
jumped
love
on
you
that.
guys.
Yeah.
They have new owners, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you're referring to?
Yep.
Yeah, Eric Munley of Blind Owl Band.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Sweet. And how long has he
Rippy's
had-
played on that stage a bunch of times with Lucid as well,
Yeah.
too. So
Actually
this is
playing there with Lucid this year.
I remember you. I remember you now. You're that guy.
I believe he played at the Electric Company.
Oh, wow. You got it right for once.
See, I did get it right.
Wow. Everybody, mark this down. Mark this
Yeah,
down.
Michael.
Too bad I called the Snow Revolution shit revolution earlier.
Well,
So-
I called it shit
all right.
revolution
That's a
because that's
different-
what I play with my dog at
It's a
home.
different
That's
game.
just a different game. Yeah, thanks. I feel better now.
I know that you guys got to go to rehearsal soon, so
Yes.
we'll probably cut this short. But let's cut it out with a vocal jam. What do you think?
What do we do for vocal jam?
I know, just start jamming, baby. You guys are the musicians.
Ready? Kick it off.
All right, I'll do the beatbox. How
All
about that?
Okay.
Coming in here on a lovely day. Yesterday we played the Snow Revolution, yeah. Playing in Utica on February 8th. Yeah.
This
Disruption party.
Disruption party.
You can find all the dates on our website, www.anyinthewater.com/tour. Yeah.
On our website.
See, you're the man. I'm not saying that to get brownie, but I really think it too.
Disruption Network. Disruption.
Gotta get that D.
Wee woo. Wee woo, baby. Wee woo. Third anniversary Disruption Network party. That's right.
Can't
What's
end
something you
any
could say
better.
at the Disruption Network here?
I love you folks so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much.
Thank
That
you,
was
Z.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Tomorrow night, you're out at Woods Valley. Go check them out at Woods Valley. And also,
Woods
don't
Valley.
forget, February 8th at the JCC, 2310 Oneida Street. Get your tickets, disruptionnetwork.net. Go to our website, get tickets. We're going to be spreading rumors, if you will. Thank you so much
Spread
for
'em.
everything.
Thanks for having
You guys
us.
need anything, please keep in touch with your
you.
Uncle Z over here, would you? Please.
I'd like a cake.
Yeah.
You want a cake?
Yeah.
Next time you come, I'll get you a cake.
Okay,
I
cool.
want a
No, is there going to be a
Cake
cake at the third anniversary? Is there going to be a cake?
Everybody heard
You know, like a third
We
anniversary
need
cake.
Coffee and Cruller stat.
Yeah. Crullers.
Crullers, whatever.
Crullers.
I'm not
Small,
from Milwaukee,
yellow,
I don't know.
different.
I'm going to get you a cannoli cake. You ever have a cannoli cake?
No.
Oh, okay, you're in for it.
A gun rack? What am I going to do with a gun rack? I don't even own a gun, let alone many guns that would necessitate to an entire rack.
Thank you, Wayne. Thank you, Wayne. You guys, thank you so much for coming. We'll see you next time. Later.
Join us Saturday, February 8th for the Disruption Network 3-year anniversary party at the Jewish Community Center, 2310 Oneida Street in Utica, New York. Musical acts include Annie in the Water, acoustic performance by Hayley Jane, Trampoline Jetstream, and Live Noah. Hayley in the Water will cap off the night covering Fleetwood Mac's hit album, Rumors. Party kicks off at 6 p.m. There will be beer, wine, food from Doughboys Barbecue, and Holy Pizzoli. Saturday, February 8th. For tickets, visit our website, disruptionnetwork.net.